Hi, my name is John DiGiorgio. I'm the chairman and founder of the Delaware Valley Eagle Alliance with my wife Yoka and the Narrowsburg Chamber of Commerce and the town of Tugsten. And this is our ninth successful year of having EagleFest. EagleFest is about the celebration of the return of the bald eagle. But not only the bald eagle, it's all about the importance of habitat protection. It's the importance to show the work and the dedication by many individuals, countrywide, worldwide, statewide, on all of their work, so we can all enjoy the wildlife. It also takes in to promote and educate through the use of entertainment also, so the awareness of our conservation efforts, the awareness of wildlife, and the beauty of the Delaware Valley area, especially Narrowsburg, the Big Eddy and surrounding areas, on the diversity of the wildlife that's here and how important it is to protect our communities, our wildlife, and our habitat. And that has been the mission, and I believe after 9 years, in all the literature and compliments and everything we've been reading, and phone calls, that a lot more people are more aware, and the comments we says we never realized the diversity of wildlife right here in the Narrowsburg area itself. So Narrowsburg is the home of the Delaware Valley Eagle Alliance and the largest Eagle Fest in the northern United States to date.
More than 4 times his own size. Most predators don't go after prey 4 times larger than they are. This is how he does it. Peregrine falcons nest on cliffs near water. They've done this on the earth for hundreds of thousands of years. They're doing it today as well. But today, peregrines are also nesting in and around cities, buildings, bridges, artificial man-made cliffs. Not always, but often near water. Water is a great place for their food to be, other birds. Any bird flying across a major body of water is wide out in the open without any cover. And a peregrine sees a duck coming from a mile away. Duck's not seeing that far. Duck's flying across the river. Falcon sees it coming way in the distance, gets ready. Jumps up, pumps its wings, circles up so high in the sky. By the time the duck passes underneath the peregrine, the falcon can disappear 2,000 feet above the duck, and he waits. Hangs up in the air, waits for the duck to leave the water, fly over land. Falcon looks down, takes a couple of quick flaps of his wings, folds his wings straight back into his body. He goes into one of the most outrageous acts you would ever witness in the natural world, and that is called stoop. Stoop of a peregrine falcon, zoom. Head first power dive. By an absolutely perfect bird. Blue-gray in color, wings pointing out the back, free-falling towards the earth, sometimes twisting and turning on the way down, straight down, absolute total control somewhere around 200 miles an hour. It's the fastest animal in the world. I would guess if any of you have ever traveled at 200 miles an hour, you've been stuck inside an airplane, so you're not feeling it then. You want to feel 200 miles an hour in your face? Down the straightaway, race car one more time, 200 miles an hour, reach out of your car, and grab the next bird that goes flying by. Imagine how good your hand-eye coordination would be if you could do that. Imagine the absolute perfection of any bird that not only dives through the air that fast, but takes out other birds along the way. Or, imagine somebody sneaking up behind you with a pillow weighing 1.5 pounds, winding up and slamming you in the back of the head with it at 200 miles an hour, because effectively, the little peregrine falcon kills a grouse 4 times its own size. Huge feet, sharp talons, takes another bird out in the blink of an eye and explosion of feathers. If the strike doesn't kill the grouse, the fall might, and if the fall doesn't, the peregrine will. As I so disgustingly mentioned to you a moment ago, a bite to the neck. One of the major differences between most of you and peregrines would be somebody else kills your food for you. Unless you're a complete vegetarian, your meat generally comes prepackaged in plastic. It is not an option for him. And it is so difficult for him and other raptors to survive. 7 out of 10 die before they're a year old because they're just not good enough to compete with the experienced adults, and they starve their first winter. They're orphaned, shot illegally, hit by cars, captured by the predators. Ace was hit by a car, broke his right wing at the wrist of the hand. Callus formation over the joint stiffened it somewhat, but the soft tissue damage was worse because he's only able to mold out 6 primaries on his right wing. He should have 10. He's got a perfect left wing, 6 primaries on the right, and the wing's a little stiff. That's enough to keep him grounded for the rest of his life. Peregrine falcons are found nesting on every major suspension bridge along the Hudson River from New York City all the way up to Albany. They are also in smaller towns and cities now. Wherever you find decent river systems with bridges and maybe some high-rises, you will start to find adult and nesting peregrine falcons. We ban babies every single year. There are 3 nests in the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area, and there's a nest in the Martins Creek, Pennsylvania area, and we band their babies every year. None of them are in a major metropolitan area. If you want to see baby peregrines being raised up live every year online, you can just go to Pennsylvania Game Commission's website. Just Google Pennsylvania Falcons or Pennsylvania Falcons. Might be the butch shoved in your stomach. She can see 4 to 6 times better than you can see. Part of that would be like you with binoculars magnifying things slightly closer, but that doesn't really give you a true indication of how well this bird actually perceives her world, simply because her visual acuity, her sharpness of vision, her ability to distinguish fine detail is much better than yours. If the Icana could read, she'd read a newspaper headline from a quarter mile away. Or football fields. She can land on the goalpost of a football field and watch a fly land on the other one. No animal in the world sees as well as a hawk or a falcon except for the eagles. The golden eagle you're going to see here today will see a jackrabbit in the desert from 3 miles away. Just to see how important Icana's vision is, watch her head, because she's not keeping it still in any one direction for more than a few seconds at a time. She's constantly glancing around, and Icana doesn't even see as well as most hawks do, because she's blind in her left eye. She sees great over here, and most of the time, not always, but most of the time she reacts when I do that. On her left side, she sees nothing at all. She was hit by a car, smacked in the head, concussed badly, blind in her left eye, and made famous for a single night because 26 years ago she was on Tom Brokaw's Nightly News on NBC. She made the national television news because she had surgery done in her eye at a human hospital. She was the first hawk to have ever had that procedure. It was experimental. It was not successful. And even though she came to us for further rehab, this is usually the deal with one-eyed hawks. They fly in their direction of sight. The Icana released free in wide open country, arched to her right, in heavy cover in the woods. She'll slam her left wing on tree branches and other objects she's not adjusted for. Rather than risk further injury, we train her to use for education. Would you like to notice more red tails? They're all around you and they are easy to see. Take a drive down a major interstate highway on a sunny day. Keep your eyes open for a white flash in a dead tree by the side of the road. Because the sun glows white off the belly of the hawk, you can see it from a quarter mile easily. It looks like somebody took a hand towel, tossed it up into a roadside tree or a light post that hangs above an intersection exit. They like to perch on those. They prefer dead trees, no leaves in front of their face. They like interstate highways because grassy median barriers separating the highways are loaded with mice, and ground predators don't feel like crossing 65-mile-an-hour traffic. So catch one, hawks don't care.